The king in the north! The king in the north!
Yo, as always, like, share, subscribe. Now let's just get into it. So I've been wanting to do a video, and I just kind of was in a funk, I guess you would say, but we back at it now. I watched Steve Dace's last video he did today, and it got my mojo pumping a little bit. But I wanted to talk about what I wanted to talk about was this season and the OSU game is the most important in a long time. And I know people are going to say, well, last year was most important, but you could say that. I guess you could say every season, but this season in that game, it holds a lot of we can either go back into mediocrity almost, or we can reach up to that upper echelon. And the first point is recruiting. So with recruiting, like I know people are looking at Michigan State's recruiting and what's going on, the NIL, everything. Now we're slowly getting it going with the NIL because we're trying to do it the right way, because Michigan doesn't want to be on suspension or, probation or anything like that. So it's taking them a little longer. But in recruiting, while we're trying to get that going, if we're going to the playoff, that's going to look good. If we're beating Ohio State, that's going to look good. You're going to get recruits off of those. Last year was they did it year. They actually did it. Oh, that was just because they had the number 2 overall pick, and they had a lot of seniors and juniors. So recruits and everybody outside of the Michigan faithful that know what's going on is like, okay, that was a fluke. They can't do it this year. Ohio State's gonna be unstoppable this year, and all this and that. They ain't gonna. It'll be back. The Big Ten will be back to Ohio State running it. So for recruiting, we need to do it again just off of that fact that everybody thinks last year was a fluke. So they have to go out and prove that again, that no, this ain't no fluke. We'll be here. And if you want to come and be along for the ride and get everything that comes with being on a good or great Michigan team, then come on. But it's needed. It's needed for recruiting. Because Michigan State, it's early. So the rankings right now, and this is why I don't really get into recruiting too tough, because the rankings right now, like they're number 8. Some of the bigger teams and that are always there, they don't even have great recruitings right now for like 2023. So it's kind of a wait and see. It always levels out, and who's there, who usually has great classes. They usually have great classes. You know what I'm saying? But if Michigan State is getting, let's say they finish top 15 in recruiting, that's a good class for them. And if Mel Tucker's coaching like he's been coaching, so we gonna have to worry about Michigan State even more, even though they beat us the last 2 years. But we still gonna have to worry about them. So that just gives us somebody else to really have to worry about. We don't want Michigan State to get back to with D'Antonio where they were winning all the time. So recruiting is important. And us winning again, us winning this year in Ohio at Ohio State and winning the Big Ten again will help us in recruiting. So players don't think, oh, that was just 1 year. It's okay, 2 years in a row. You can't knock 2 years in a row. So it's gonna help. Now let's see. Second point. OSU is going to be my last point. So, future bright or back to mediocrity. And that, I touched on that in recruiting, but is the future bright? Or is it, Michigan back to winning 9-10 games maybe. They'll win some games, but they'll lose against Ohio State. lose the bowl game and lose to somebody else or lose 4 games in a year. They just had a great team last year. So they have to get consistency to get to the upper echelon. It's nothing but it's consistency. You consistently making the playoff, winning your conference. In the conference we're in, if you win it, you had to go through Ohio State, so you're most likely gonna make the playoff. So that's just what it is. Like, I know as Michigan fans, some fans are like, they expect us to go back to normal. Others, I follow them. Others that follow us, we know how much talent we got. So it really ain't no excuse this year to not win the Big Ten. But you still got to go out there and prove it. If you don't prove it and you lose 3 games or something like that, people going to say, oh, it's back to mediocrity. It's back to being, they had a good team. That's a good year for them, losing 3-4 games. That's what they do. No, it's time to get that out of here. That's not what we do. What we do is take and win the Big Ten. That's what we do. What does Michigan do? Well, they beat Ohio State. They go to Big Ten championships. They go to the playoff. That's what it has to become, and that's what it has to be. So if not, then your Paul Feinbaums, your talking heads on TV, and everybody else, the Ohio State fans, college football fans in general, Michigan, they gonna go back to normal. I told you they was gonna go back to normal. I told you it was just Aiden Hutchinson. I told you it was just a team full of seniors. I told you. That's all we gonna hear is I told you. It's back to normal. I told y'all wasn't gonna be nothing. So it's put up. It's gonna be put up or shut up. It's gonna be do it again or go back to what you were. It's important. This year is important. Now, with the Ohio State game. The game. It has to be won. This year has to be won. We have to win in Ohio State. We have to win in Ohio State. They have to win this game. They have to win it. Now, yes, you have to win it to win the Big Ten, because Ohio State will probably maybe have 1 loss, if that. We can lose a game to somebody else, but we still got to beat Ohio State. So we have to go through them. And we all know what everybody's saying. They might be the number 1 team in the country. They got the best offense. They got so much talent and all that. Yep. They got a new defensive coordinator. We'll never be. We haven't won in the shoe. You haven't won in the shoe in so long. We will have to hear all this trash talk. I don't want to hear it, but we have to beat these dudes. Like, this year is so important to establish that the culture has truly changed. That's what it's about. We can say, yeah, the culture changed. Did you see what happened last year? If we go back and we get blew out in Ohio State, the culture, everybody gonna say the culture ain't changed. You look like you just had a team for everything they say will be validated. It looks like you had a team full of seniors last year, and OSU had a garbage defensive coordinator, and that's what happened. That's why y'all won. So it's this game this year is so important for what we want to be, because we don't want to be mediocre. We don't want to be a second tier. We're trying to get through to that first tier of championship level caliber teams and stay there. And us not winning the Big Ten again is not, we go back to what it was. We've had years. We've had 2019 or 2018 where we could have beat Ohio State and maybe went to the playoff, or 2016. We've had years where we've had good seasons and it came down to that OSU game and we lost or got blew out and season is over pretty much. It means nothing. So I expect us to have either one loss or undefeated going into Ohio State. But if we don't beat them, it can all go down the drain. And there ain't no guarantee that you're going to make, it's only 4 spots in the playoff. You lose to them, you probably ain't going to get one because they going to get in. And then if the game isn't super close, they're going to say, we don't want to see a rematch of that. Michigan got blew out. So it's imperative to break all these curses, hearing all this talk. And we can't say if it's true or false. We have to wait and hope that Harbaugh, the players, everybody understands how important this is and gets it done again. Because if they don't, everything, all these fans, all these talking heads been saying, it's validated. It's validated. So this year is very important. And I'm quite confident, honestly. I'm quite confident because I know what we got coming back. I'm pretty confident. I ain't gonna front. I'm confident in this team because I know how much talent it is. I see Steve Dace. I hope he ain't jinxing us, picking us this year because he seemed like he picking us. I need you to keep the same energy you had last year. Even if you feel like we're going to win, just keep the same energy just because. You didn't pick us and we won, so don't pick us this year. We're going to keep that same energy. I didn't bet on the Michigan game last year, and we won. I ain't betting on it this year. I'm keeping the same energy. But back on this, that's the game. This game is just very important. The fact that I was listening to Steve Dace, and I don't know if it was him or Mark Rogers said, we haven't won in Columbus in 22 years. Are you kidding me? 22 years? That's unbelievable. They got to beat them they have to win this game in Columbus. This game in Columbus, beating them in their own house is more important. It's almost more important than last year. I'm sorry. Last year is great in everything. Last year had to be done and needed. But this year comes even more important. We have to beat them twice in a row. Now, if we were to lose next year or whatever, okay, but we need to get at least 2 in a row. 1 in our house and then 1 in their house. Yeah, we beat you at home too, in your house. Thought y'all was unbeatable there, even though we saw them lose to Oregon at home, but that was Oregon, so I guess, but we got to beat them in their house. It's important to do all these things. And not only that, with them, with Ryan Day, this is just my theory on this, and I'm gonna get off of here. With Ryan Day and the OSU fans, they believe he's that dude. They believe he's on Urban's level for some reason, even though he hasn't really proved it. Urban has won championships, on national championships, multiple teams. Urban is on another level. But for OSU fans believe Ryan Day is on that level for some reason. So he's 1-1 against Harbaugh. Wouldn't it be, you know how good it'll feel to say that Ryan Day is 1-2 against Harbaugh? 1-2. And then, honestly, OSU fans, if they lose again to us, they wives, they girlfriends, they kids, they better have 911 on speed dial. They better have them on speed dial because they're going to be doing some crazy stuff. You live or stay by an Ohio State fan and they lose to us again this year, you better lock the door and be ready because ain't no telling what they going to do. They going to do something crazy because from them losing to us this year, they don't know what to do. They lose twice in a row, woo, we're going to have a good year. We're going to have a good offseason. They lose to us again, bro. We have to beat them. Because all we got a better offense than last year. I don't see how your offense is better when you lose Olave and Garrett Wilson. I don't see how your offense is better. Yeah, and Jigba was there last year. Harrison was there last year. Henderson was there last year. Stroud was there last year. Myron Williams was there last year. I don't see how your offense gets that much better, but that just might be me. When you lose 2 NFL draft picks, but that's just, maybe I don't know what I'm talking about. But that's just how. So, all this stuff they keep saying. It's just so much of it. I can't even remember all of it. They got the new defensive coordinator. So we beat them, shut them up again. The feeling is just going to be great. I mean, I don't want to just rant on here, but it has to be done. We have to win that game, bro. Michigan has to beat them in the shoe. Ain't that what they call it, the shoe? So they just have to get it done. If not, all we gonna hear is told you. It's gonna go back to that. And honestly, that's a valid point. Because I can sit on here and say we got all the talent, a bunch of talent, but if they don't go out and win the Big Ten, then it just, okay, y'all had a lot of talent, but y'all wasted it for that year. Now, they could come back the next year and win it, but it's about this year. You know what I'm saying? When you got all this talent this year, because the team every year the team changes. You know what I'm saying? So you have to get it done this year. Beat these dudes twice in a row to really change the culture. Then we know it changed for real. Now, right now, we're just talking. It seems like it. It looks like it. It feels like it. Okay, we'll go out and feel like beating Ohio State in Ohio. Feel like doing that. That's what I want to see. So, all the talk and everything like that, the offseason been fun because we talking trash. We talking trash all offseason. So it's fun. And we both of us are waiting for November. Let's set the stage. Ohio State gets dominated in the trenches last year. New defensive coordinator. Michigan dominates the trenches with Aiden Hutchinson, Ojabo, sacking Stroud. They're gone now. New defensive coordinator. Will he be able to do the same thing McDonald did? Put guys in the best position to be successful? Will Ohio State's defensive coordinator be able to stop the run? This ain't the Big 12, dog. Shout out to Steve Dace on that. That's a good point. This ain't the Big 12, dog, and we ain't a Big 12 team. We don't play like Ohio State. We play hit you in the mouth ball. We play 3 yards in a cloud of dust or 60 yards in a cloud of smoke. That's how we play now. So we hit you in the mouth. We get 4-5 yards. You miss a couple tackles. We'll go 60. On a hurt ankle. So the stage is being set. And I can't say I'm not loving this, the way it's playing out. Because we're going to find out. Michigan's bringing back a ton of players on offense. Ohio State's bringing back a ton of highly touted offense. Michigan's got young players on defense. Ohio State's got some young players growing up on defense. So this game is building up to be monstrous right now. I ain't waiting till November. It's getting monstrous right now. I can't wait. This game is building up to be something legendary. Honestly, everybody going to be trying to see this game. But we have to win this game. This game has to mean more to us. They done won championships and did all that. No, if we want to be where they are, we have to win consistently and beat them at least twice in a row. at least twice in a row. It has to be done. So this game has to mean more to us. Them dudes that ain't felt how it feels to lose to Ohio State and haven't had to deal with hearing that trash talk all year, I hope they got it in their head they don't never want to hear it. Because it ain't fun for you. It ain't fun as a fan. I ain't even out there playing and I don't want to hear it. So I'm just hoping these players, coaches, and everybody is doing what they have to do to beat Ohio State. Because the talent is there. The talent is there for them to honestly probably do what they did last year. It's there, at least from what I see. The talent is there to do the same thing pretty much. It's just what's on defense. Now, defense is the question mark, as is theirs. Just because you got a new defensive coordinator, that don't mean your defense going to be good. Don't mean that. Because some of them same players out there, if you just in a man defense and you get burnt, you burnt. So that's just some of the stuff I'm thinking about, y'all. This game is just, it's so important to me. And this year it has to be done in the shoe to tip the scales that, no, this ain't going back to normal. We'll beat you at home, and then we'll beat you in your house. Yeah, we'll do both of them. This ain't no fluke. This game is going to be a dogfight every year from now on. Like, Don Brown is gone. And let me touch on that, the last point. Don Brown is gone, and a lot of people don't seem to understand how bad he was. And when I was listening to Steve, he was talking about those defenses were good. Don Brown got shredded. He gets shredded against fast teams that know what he does. Ryan Day knows what he knows Don Brown like the back of his hand. So he used to shred him. So those defenses weren't that as bad as they showed. It's just you had a play caller that knew the defense from in and out, knew what he wanted to do, and exposed it. Which is not hard to expose a man blitz defense. But when you have, the difference is when you have a defensive coordinator that knows what he's doing, knows how to call different coverages, it makes the defense better. So that's what you saw, honestly, was just a different game plan. A different game plan on defense where Ryan Day wasn't just like, I know exactly what he's going to do. Throw it over here, do this, that. We run for 300. We run for 250. We throw for 300. It's too easy. Last year was, we going to leave our tackles one-on-one. Yeah, they can handle them. They NFL draft picks. They playing tight man defense. It's making my quarterback have to hold it. And 97, he unblockable. I ain't gonna give him help. Nah, he ain't gonna do it all game. He done did it. He ain't gonna. Oh man. Wait, we can run it. Wait, we can't run it. Hold on. We got the best running back. We got the best freshman running back. Wait. So coaching matters. Don Brown was garbage, and y'all, they haven't noticed yet. I'm gonna stop talking to Ohio State fans because they haven't noticed yet. They haven't noticed yet the difference between Don Brown and somebody that knows how to call defenses. It goes from 60 to 27. It goes from 57 to 27. Big difference. So as long as, and we have a new defensive coordinator, it's the same scheme, comes from the same coaching tree, but that's a question mark too. So we're going to see. As long as he's not incompetent like Don Brown, and I said incompetent, I said that. It should be good. But that's just me talking. You know what I'm saying? So these are just some of the thoughts I was thinking about this game and this year. I don't want to get too long-winded. I probably already did. But Ohio State, it just has to be done. It just has to be done. But the competence of Don Brown, and I was looking at he's a smaller YouTuber. I just watch everybody. But he was, oh yeah, Michigan's going to get blew out this year. Michigan, they're going to get blew out this year. Bro, Don Brown is gone. Us getting blew out is just not likely. If you follow the program, if we lost, it maybe it'd be like they lost to us last year. But those 60 to 28 games and all that, that's over with. So y'all can kiss that goodbye. You ain't finna be doing that, bro. Like, I just highly doubt it. I mean, there's a chance of anything happening. I just don't see that happening. Those 60 to whatever games, and the defense is just so demoralized. He throwing it over here, throwing it there, running it here, running it there. Michigan's just got too much talent. That's just not gonna happen. And as long as our defensive coordinator isn't incompetent, that's just not gonna happen. So these games are gonna be closer. But that's all I got, y'all. I don't want to just get on here rambling too much, but that's just what I was thinking, the importance of this year in the game. Like, this season is very important for the future of the program. So it's just, you got to beat them. Like, it ain't much to say. You beat Ohio State, you win the Big Ten. So if you can beat them, everything else falls into place. So it has to be talked about. I could get on here and talk about them every day. It'd be a lot of the same stuff, so it'd get boring. But it's just that important, because I know to win the Big Ten, you have to go through them. And if you can beat them consistently, you're going to win the Big Ten consistently. So that's what it is, y'all. Like, share, subscribe, and as always, go blue.